have you ever felt an indescribable pull towards someone, a connection that feels like it transcends time and space? That's often how people describe their experiences with twin flames, a bond so intense that it can trigger both exhilaration and fear in equal measure. Twin flames are believed to be two halves of the same soul, separated and destined to reunite at some point in their earthly journeys. But this reunion, while captivating in its potential for unconditional love and spiritual growth, can also evoke a profound sense of fear. The question is, why are twin flames so often scared of each other? At the heart of this fear lies an emotional labyrinth filled with echoes of past traumas, insecurities, and the weight of vulnerability. For many, the intensity of their connection is exhilarating but overwhelming. This extraordinary bond uncovers buried wounds and deeply rooted fears, compelling each partner to confront aspects of themselves that they might otherwise avoid. Have you ever felt exposed in front of someone as if they could see straight into your soul? That's the duality of the twin flame experience. It's a powerful connection that can feel like both a safe haven and a daunting arena for personal growth. In this reading, we will delve into the nuanced fears that often arise in twin flame relationships. From the terror of emotional intensity to the fear of losing one's identity, each aspect plays a pivotal role in shaping the twin flame experience. By understanding these fears, we can better navigate the complexities of this extraordinary bond, transforming what may initially seem like an insurmountable obstacle into an opportunity for profound healing and unconditional love. So, why are twin flames scared of each other? Well, let's journey through the layers of this intricate and mystical relationship. When twin flames first meet, it's as if they stumble upon a giant, yearning for intimacy that simultaneously takes their breath away. There's an immediacy to the connection, a raw magnetism that seems to defy logic. Perhaps you felt it yourself, the moment your heart races and you can't quite process the gravity of what you're feeling. It's like meeting a mirror that reflects not just your greatest hopes, but your deepest fears. This mirror effect can be both exhilarating and terrifying, as it forces each partner to confront their own insecurities and traumas. As poet Rainer Maria Rilke once wrote, "Love consists in this, that two solitudes protect and touch and greet each other." Yet, how can we embrace such closeness when we are terrified of what it might reveal? For many, the intensity of twin flame connections feels akin to being stripped bare in front of someone who sees and understands your very essence. You may feel as if you're standing naked before the universe, every flaw and vulnerability laid bare. This exposure can ignite feelings of anxiety, evoking a profound fear of being judged or rejected. It's as if the soul is walking a tightrope, balancing on the thin line between longing for connection and fearing the potential for profound hurt. I could never love you as much as you love me, one might think, reflecting an intrinsic belief of unworthiness that plagues many on this journey. The very depth of feeling that binds twin flames together can also serve as a catalyst for self-doubt and apprehension. But why is this intensity so frightening? One could argue it's the fear of losing control, the apprehension that comes from surrendering to emotions so powerful that they threaten to overshadow your sense of self. The runner in the twin flame dynamic often grapples with this fear, feeling overwhelmed by the relentless waves of love crashing against their carefully constructed defenses. It's akin to standing on a beach during a storm, the tide pulling you further into the ocean of emotion while your heart screams for stability. What if I get swept away? They ponder, retreating into a safer distance. The irony, of course, is that the very act of avoidance only amplifies their inner turmoil, intensifying the connection in ways that are both beautiful and daunting. The chaser, on the other hand, embraces this emotional tempest, often longing to dive headfirst into the depths of connection. For them, the agony of separation feels unbearable, as if a vital part of their existence is missing. Yet, even in their eagerness, they feel the weight of fear, grappling with thoughts like, what if they don't feel the same way? Or, am I too much? This dance of love and fear can feel like a high-stakes game, where every display of affection is met with the possibility of rejection, leaving them caught in a dizzying cycle of hope and despair. Philosophically, one might explore this intensity as a manifestation of the dual nature of love itself, both a divine force that binds and a double-edged sword that can wound deeply. Is love meant to be easy, or is it truly a crucible for the soul? The late author Anais Nin beautifully articulated this quandary when she said, "And the day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." In the realm of twin flames, this quote resonates profoundly. The love shared demands a willingness to embrace discomfort for the sake of growth and transformation. As individuals confront these fears, they often find themselves on a journey of profound spiritual awakening. The intensity of twin flame love can serve as a vehicle for healing, enabling each partner to address unhealed wounds and dismantle long-held beliefs that no longer serve them. It's a catalyst for change, prompting a reevaluation of what it means to love oneself and one another. Through the lens of fear, they learn resilience. Through vulnerability, they discover strength. The path is fraught with challenges, yet it is within this crucible that true intimacy flourishes. An intimate act of surrender that transforms love from an abstract concept into a lived reality. As you ponder this journey, ask yourself, what if the very thing that scares you most is precisely what will set you free? And in that exploration of fear, will you find the courage to dive deeper into the extraordinary depths of love that lies within? It is often said that we meet others not just to share our lives, but to mirror ourselves back to us, an act that can be both enlightening and terrifying. When you encounter your twin flame, the meeting is nothing short of a revelation, a spiritual unveiling wrapped in the unpredictable fabric of human emotion. Consider the story of a person finally stepping into a vulnerable space in a relationship. Picture them standing there, heart racing, palms sweaty, as they courageously reveal their inner self. They might say, "Here I am, all of me, the messy, the broken, the beautiful." This moment can be earth-shattering, not only because of the risk involved in being so open, but also because one is suddenly acutely aware that their twin flame holds up the same mirror, revealing their own imperfections. The fear of seeing one's flaws mirrored back can trigger a fight or flight response, causing one to recoil, pull back, or even lash out. It's this potent aspect of twin flame relationships that can evoke such deep-seated fear. Fear of being seen, of being judged, of the possibility of rejection. When individuals encounter this reflection, it's common to oscillate between attraction and repulsion. How can someone love me when they see this part of me? Is a question that reverberates in the hearts of many. It is as if your twin flame sees every scar, every wound, and still believes you are worthy of love. This stark truth can be a double-edged sword, an opportunity for liberation, or a source of anxiety as old wounds are reopened. In this way, twin flames illuminate the path to self-acceptance, forcing us to confront the internal struggles that we often wish to keep hidden. Let's explore this metaphorically. Picture a rose bush standing at the forefront of a vibrant garden. The roses may embody beauty, love, and passion, yet intertwined are thorny branches, reminders of the pain that can accompany beauty. In the twin flame dynamic, one cannot simply pluck the blooms without acknowledging the thorns. They are inseparable. This dynamic serves as a reminder that true love encompasses both joy and sorrow, beauty and suffering. The thorns reflect our fears, our past traumas, and the unresolved issues that can surface when faced with such an intense connection. The journey of reflecting upon oneself through the lens of a twin flame is a voyage laden with lessons. The essence of Eastern philosophies, such as Buddhism, teaches us that suffering arises from attachment and desire. Similarly, in the context of twin flames, the very intensity of connection can lead to an attachment that yields both bliss and anguish. When we become aware of our reflections, our fears, insecurities, and desires, we are presented with the opportunity to transcend these attachments, to love not just the other, but ourselves, wholly and unconditionally. It begs the question, can we love ourselves in our entirety, including the parts we wish to hide? As we delve deeper into this exploration, we begin to realize that the true challenge lies not in the twin flame relationship itself, but in our internal landscape. The fear of reflection is ultimately a fear of ourselves, of acknowledging our past, embracing our flaws, and welcoming the journey of healing. It is a call to rise above the limitations we've placed upon ourselves and to confront the shadows with courage and grace. The twin flame connection is a divine partnership that holds the potential for deep healing, transformation, and unconditional love, opening doors to a profound understanding of ourselves and the universe at large. As we navigate this intricate tapestry of emotion and reflection, we cultivate the wisdom that true love, both for ourselves and for another, begins with acceptance. Are you ready to confront the beauty and the thorns of your own rose bush? The journey awaits. The fear of abandonment that often characterizes twin flame relationships. It's a haunting specter that can grip even the strongest hearts, whispering chilling doubts into our ears. What if they leave? What if I'm not enough? This fear, rooted in past traumas and insecurities, can create an emotional environment fraught with tension and chaos. obscuring the beauty of the connection that exists between twin flames. At its core, the fear of abandonment is an echo of past experiences. Perhaps the sting of a childhood where love felt conditional, or a prior relationship that shattered trust. When two twin flames come together, they carry these emotional scars into their union. The heightened intensity of their connection often drags these buried fears into the light, compelling each partner to confront the core of their insecurities. It's as if the universe has conspired to toss them into a tumultuous sea of vulnerability, where the very act of loving someone becomes an exercise in risking profound pain. What if I give them my all only to have them walk away? This question reverberates in the hearts of many who navigate the twin flame journey. Let's consider the runner in this dynamic, the one who feels overwhelmed by the emotional depth of the connection. To them, the prospect of intimacy may be terrifying. Imagine a rescue diver who suddenly finds themselves gazing into the depths of an ocean filled with uncharted waters. The deeper they go, the darker it becomes, and they can't shake the feeling that they might never return to the light. This fear of engulfment, the fear of losing oneself in the relationship, can lead the runner to pull away, believing that avoidance is the safest course of action. The paradox lies in their attempts to protect themselves, inadvertently pushing away the person who offers healing and unconditional love. Conversely, we have the chaser, who often anticipates the eventual pain of separation. For them, the fear of abandonment translates into a desperate clinging to the connection, fueled by the belief that nothing could be worse than the solitude they feel when apart. The chaser may see their twin flame as a life raft, a vessel of hope and healing. Yet this very dependence can create a cycle of anxiety, causing them to question their worth and the sincerity of their twins' feelings. What if they pull away because they don't truly want me? Such thoughts can act like a siren's call, luring the chaser into a whirlpool of despair, where every loving gesture feels like a fleeting moment that could vanish at any second. In philosophical terms, the twin flame relationship can be viewed as a crucible for personal growth. It forces both partners to confront their deepest fears and to face the reality of their emotional landscapes. The early stages may resemble a passionate, exhilarating ride, full of fireworks and euphoria, before the inevitable friction arises, igniting the fears that have long lurked in the shadows. It reminds us of the words of philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche: "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." In the context of twin flames, the why is the transformative love that compels them to transcend their fears, but that transformation requires grappling with the raw and often painful how of their experience, an honest examination of what it means to love and be loved. This journey through fear can feel like a rite of passage, an initiation into a deeper understanding of self and the nature of love. In moments of separation, the ache of longing becomes a mirror, reflecting unresolved issues that each partner must confront individually. The pain of abandonment serves as a catalyst for self-discovery, prompting the chaser to realize that their self-worth isn't tied to the validation of another. I am enough just as I am, they must remind themselves, challenging the belief that love is contingent upon their ability to fulfill certain expectations or ideals. Moreover, the spiritual awakening often experienced in the twin flame journey serves to illuminate these fears further. It catalyzes an exploration of the soul's essence, pushing both partners to delve into the heart of their existence. This process can be overwhelming, akin to navigating a labyrinth filled with echoes of past traumas and fears. Yet it is within this labyrinth that we discover the potential for profound healing. The realization that both individuals are on a shared path invites a sense of solidarity amid the chaos. The fear of abandonment transforms into an opportunity for growth, showing them that love need not be defined by possession or dependency. As with all transformative journeys, there comes a point where both twin flames must decide whether to face their fears or allow them to dictate the course of their relationship. It can be tempting to retreat into old patterns, to slip back into the comfortable embrace of familiarity, even when it stifles growth. But true love demands courage, the courage to be vulnerable, to communicate openly, and to confront the specter of abandonment with honesty and compassion. The words of author Bell Hooks resonate here. Love is an act of will, namely, both an intention and an action. In the twin flame dynamic, love becomes an intentional practice of breaking down walls and nurturing connection, even in the face of fear. Are you ready to dive into those depths, hand in hand with your twin flame, illuminating the shadows with the light of love? The fear of change that often permeates twin flame relationships, where the profound connection ignites not only love, but also a deep-seated anxiety about what lies ahead. When twin flames come together, they challenge each other in ways that can feel both exhilarating and terrifying. Each encounter acts as a doorway into uncharted territory, where comfort zones shatter and the familiar becomes unfamiliar. In a typical romantic relationship, partners may evolve together, yet there's often a sense of predictability, a mutual understanding of roles and expectations. However, in a twin flame dynamic, the connection pushes individuals to question their very essence. This relationship isn't just about two people finding love. It's about two souls unraveling their identities, entwining their growth paths, and sometimes colliding in the process. For many, the fear of change translates into a fear of losing their sense of self. What happens when everything you've built, the walls, the identities, the routines, begins to crumble in the face of such intense connection? It can feel like standing on a tightrope, swaying with the wind, without a safety net below. Philosophically, the fear of change taps into the existential dilemma that many individuals face when confronted with the unknown. Existentialists like Jean-Paul Sartre posited that humans are condemned to be free, meaning that with the ability to change comes the burden of choice and responsibility. In the realm of twin flames, this can manifest as a struggle between the desire for connection and the fear of losing oneself in that connection. The deep emotional bonds formed can amplify insecurities. Am I capable of being what my twin needs? Will I lose my autonomy? These questions reverberate within the hearts of both parties, often leading to hesitance and retreat. What is known as the runner-chaser dynamic. The runner, for instance, may feel the urge to retreat, not because they lack love, but because they are confronted with the possibility of transformation that feels overwhelmingly daunting. It's as if they are suddenly thrust into a raging river, forced to navigate turbulent waters without a clear direction. What if I can't swim? They might think, succumbing to the fear that accompanies such profound intimacy. Ironically, their withdrawal is often an instinctive attempt to protect their identity from the upheaval brought on by such a potent connection. In contrast, the chaser, while yearning to dive deeper into the experience, often finds themselves caught in a cycle of longing and confusion. Why won't they accept my love? They may ask, grappling with the realization that their twin spheres are not a reflection of their worth, but rather a manifestation of the struggle to embrace the change that love demands. Consider the metaphor of a forest fire. At first, the flames are destructive, consuming everything in their path. But this fire also acts as a force of renewal, clearing out the old growth and making way for new life. Similarly, the fear of change in a twin flame relationship can be likened to that forest fire, a painful but necessary part of the evolutionary process. The destruction of the familiar allows for rebirth, ushering in a new chapter of existence. This cyclical process of loss and renewal is integral to the soul's journey. Throughout history, countless stories have illustrated this transformative aspect of love. Consider the myth of Orpheus and Eurydice, where love transcends the depths of the underworld, only to be met with the challenge of trust and faith. Orpheus's fear of losing Eurydice leads him to defy the very rules of the afterlife. Yet, it is that same fear that ultimately causes him to lose her. This tragic tale reflects the duality of love as both a source of profound strength and fear. The fear of change often classes as one of the most significant barriers to authentic connection, forcing individuals to confront their limitations and beliefs about love and identity. One might wonder, how does one navigate the treacherous waters of fear and change? It is essential for both partners to communicate openly about their feelings, allowing space for vulnerability without judgment. By acknowledging their fears, they create a shared understanding that fosters healing rather than division. Encouraging each other to step into the unknown, whether through exploring new experiences together or delving into individual passions, can help pave the way for mutual growth. In conclusion, the fear of change, inherent in twin flame relationships, is a natural facet of the profound connection that exists between two souls. While it may feel daunting, the essence of this connection, that of love, healing, and spiritual awakening, beckons for bravery in the face of uncertainty. As twin flames stand together at the precipice of change, they hold the potential to emerge as more authentic versions of themselves, united in their journey toward fulfillment and enlightenment. Will you take that leap together, trusting that the unknown can lead to the most beautiful of transformations? The horizon awaits. In the enchanting world of twin flames, where two souls intertwine in a cosmic dance, One of the most profound fears that surfaces is the fear of losing one's identity. This fear of merging can be likened to the awe and anxiety of standing at the edge of a vast ocean, knowing that the tides could sweep you away into a new world, one where your sense of self might dissolve like salt in water. The intensity of the connection shared between twin flames can feel both exhilarating and threatening, as it has the potential to transform the very fabric of who we are. This isn't just a love story. It's a journey through the labyrinth of the self, where each twist and turn reveals deeper truths about our essence and our existence. To explore this further, we can draw an analogy from the natural world. Consider the phenomenon of two rivers converging into a larger body of water. Initially, they flow independently, maintaining their unique currents and paths. But as they merge, their distinct identities begin to blend. The excitement of the confluence is palpable as the rivers become part of something greater. However, it also poses the question of what is sacrificed in the process. Will they still retain their unique essence, or will their individual flows become indistinguishable within the vastness of the ocean? This metaphor reflects the reality many twin flames face, a beautiful merging that simultaneously invokes fear of losing their individual identities. Philosophically, this interplay of merging and losing oneself touches upon the concept of non-duality, an idea often explored in spiritual traditions. Non-duality suggests that the separation we perceive in the world is an illusion, and at the core of our being, we are all connected. However, embracing this truth can be daunting. When faced with the possibility of merging souls, the mind often grapples with a primal instinct to cling to individuality, a vestige of the ego's need for separation and self-preservation. If I become one with you, do I cease to exist? This question captures the essence of the existential struggle faced by twin flames as they navigate their profound connection. The runner and chaser dynamic often exacerbates this fear of losing identity. The runner, overwhelmed by the depth of emotion and the perceived loss of self, may instinctively retreat, fearing they will not only lose their individuality, but also their autonomy. It's akin to a bird that has soared high, tasting the freedom of flight, but suddenly feels the weight of the ground pulling it down, full of trepidation that it might never take to the skies again. Conversely, the chaser, yearning to draw closer, may feel an overwhelming urge to merge, to entwine their identity with that of their twin. The yearning for connection becomes a paradox, a desire for unity that simultaneously evokes the fear of loss. In this intricate dance, the fear of losing oneself manifests as a protective mechanism deeply rooted in past experiences. Many individuals enter twin flame relationships with pre-existing wounds, having experienced abandonment, rejection, or loss in previous connections. These wounds shape their perceptions of love and intimacy, creating a fear of vulnerability and exposure. What if I give everything only to be left broken? They may wonder, fearing that to truly love and merge with another would mean surrendering their autonomy. This fear can lead to a defensive posture, where partners may unconsciously create distance, believing that protecting themselves means maintaining their sense of self. Yet, the twin flame journey is not solely about romantic love. it serves a higher purpose of spiritual evolution. Embracing the fear of losing identity also means recognizing that true love transcends the self. It invites individuals to explore the depths of their own souls, discovering facets of themselves they may have long hidden. Instead of viewing the merging of identities as a threat, twin flames can reframe it as a profound opportunity for growth, a chance to cultivate a deeper understanding of themselves and each other. To transcend the fear of losing identity, both partners must engage in open, honest communication. Practicing vulnerability means acknowledging insecurities without judgment, allowing each partner to express their fears and desires freely. It is crucial to recognize that love between twin flames need not equate to losing oneself. Rather, it can serve as a catalyst for becoming more fully who we are meant to be. Can I love you and still be me? This question, when answered with open hearts, can transform the very foundation of the relationship. In conclusion, while fear is an inevitable element of the twin flame experience, it can also be a powerful teacher. By leaning into this fear, acknowledging it, and understanding its origins, twin flames can cultivate a relationship that is not only intense and transformative, but also rooted in unconditional love and profound connection. Remember, the journey of twin flames is about partnership, growth, and ultimately spiritual evolution. Embrace the fear, for it is often within that fear that the most beautiful opportunities for connection and growth are found. Are you ready to take that leap together?